Ma'am, so basically, I'm a BTech Computer Science graduate. I did my BTech from Delhi University. We were the first and last batch. Basically, now they have scrapped that course and now restarted that course. So, moving along, so ma'am, I completed my BTech in 2017. So after that, I was also working as a IT recruiter in a in a consultancy firm. So basically, why I was doing it now because I needed money for my daily expenses, and side by side, I was also doing my full stack development diploma from NIT Noida, Sector 63. So, ma'am, as my that diploma was completed, I joined as a intern. I started an internship in NIC in CGO complex, and thereafter I was having a full time role and was selected as a software developer, full stack software developer in NIC. My work location was Parliament. So, ma'am, after working 6 months over there, so basically there was a post vacant of associate project manager. So I interviewed it and I qualified it, and from thereafter I've been handling projects, and from overall I'm having 4 years of experience in project management, and I have did my Scrum Master certificate also recently, and so I have knowledge about Web 2 and Web 3 also, ma'am. Basically, the teams which are under me are basically I have worked with a team of 28 developers, 28 in all members, which include developers, front end, back end, UI UX designer, QA. So in my previous organization, ma'am, it was a startup. So basically, they were dealing in Web3 technology. So I had exposure of Web3 technologies also. So in short, ma'am, this is my overall experience, ma'am.
Sounds good. Thank you. So, yeah. So, can you tell me like why you choose App Inventive? Like, is there any specific reason that you want to join App Inventive?
Ma'am, App Inventive is a company which is coming uh, at a very nice pace, and everyone is recognizing your company. And to be a part of such company would definitely upskills my knowledge and give me an exposure towards that how well a company can grow, and if I be a growth factor for that company, why not, ma'am? And for most probably, ma'am, you are a very nice company, and your reputation and everything is very cool, and everyone's like to join you and have something something ready for their resume, as you have been working for such under 500 fortune company you come. So yes, ma'am, it's a very great opportunity to getting interviewed by you.
Okay. So, do you have a direct experience of client handling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. International or domestic or both?
Ma'am, both, because in previous organization as a startup, all the projects that were they were handling in Web3 were totally all the client based on LA region or United States regions. So I have interacted them over Gmeet or Teams, and I'm able to satisfy them or able to grasp what they want and how. Yes, ma'am, I have knowledge about the both.
Okay. So, what processes or what methodologies are you currently following in your current organization? Like, you are familiar with what kind of processes?
Ma'am, so basically, it solely depends on the project which we are handling. Sometimes waterfall may be the nice fit for the project. Sometimes agile, and in agile, I sometimes use Scrum, and Kanban also can be used. Totally. Sometimes we have to use a hybrid approach also. So totally depending on the project, ma'am, we decide that which methodology we're gonna use.
Okay. Do you have a good understanding on Agile?
Yes, ma'am. Agile methodology. Yes, definitely, ma'am.
Okay. Can you just represent your screen and just open the Excel sheet? We'll do a quick activity.
Okay, ma'am. Oh, 1 second. Excel is opening, ma'am. Actually, my computer is quite slow.
No
Uh,
worries. Take your time.
okay, okay.
You can open the Google Excel as well, the online Excel. So, but just allow me a minute. I'll be back.
Sure.
Meanwhile, you can just
Sure, ma'am.
whatever
Sure.
you.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Ah,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
So, uh, okay. Use first column and just write
Okay, ma'am. Done.
in second column, write SM.
SM?
Yes. For third, you can write PM. Okay. So, like explain their roles and responsibilities individually if all of these three working on a same project, and don't write statements, just a word.
Okay, ma'am. So, yeah, the PO stands for, ma'am,
Project owner.
Project Owner, Scrum
uh,
Master, and Project Manager.
and yes,
Okay.
product owner, project owner, whatever.
So, ma'am,
You
product backlog. Okay, ma'am. Scrum Masters. What happened? This? Sorry, ma'am. No, wait, wait, wait. Sorry, what is happening? Sorry, ma'am. So, ma'am, basically, product backlog is owned by that product owner. All the things which all the things which we'll be doing the project is done by them. So basically, the Scrum Masters plays a role where they will try to see like what Scrum Master. So sprint planning, sprint planning. So sprint not sprint planning. As you can type sprint planning plan. And as a project manager, ma'am, we will be doing that. We will basically figuring out that what would be the tasks from backlog in that sprint that would we be achieving. Okay, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
So product owner have, if you see like another thing, like what the product owner will have. Product owner will be telling us like backlog grooming. Okay, prioritize. So the Scrum Master would be having the like if someone res- what do we say that backlog grooming, backlog management. Okay, and the task for the backlogs, and if it's talk with the project managers like uh, prioritize uh, tasks. Uh, sorry, not prioritize. Prioritize will be done by Scrum Master. No, prioritize. Yes, exactly. Prioritize tasks
PM will prioritize tasks.
within the sprint. What, ma'am?
PM is the one who is prioritizing the tasks.
Yes, ma'am. Because he would be have the uh, basic knowledge, like whether they have the resources or not, whether because they are the key point for the client communication. So they have a better idea that what's the client requirement might be in the current phase or the current sprint.
So in a project, if Scrum Master and PM both are there, so who is the key point of contact for the client, Scrum Master or Project Manager?
Now project manager would be the main point of contact for the customer now, or the stakeholder, basically I want to say.
So what's the role for Project Manager, Scrum Master then?
Now, Scrum Master basically sees that everything is getting along with the everyone is getting happy with that the work is flowing or not. Whether there are some issues, so that we can uh, address them and make our work more efficient in order to meet the deadlines, or if there is some inconvenience on the what do we say inconvenience on the communication between stakeholders, or between the people of the project, like the developers or QA might be having some conflict. So Scrum Master would be the one who would be handling that. Am I right? No?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So more and less these are the uh, conflict. Prioritize within the tasks, prioritize customer, stakeholder, communication. Okay, ma'am. Basically, he would be the doing the planning also, ma'am. Basically, all the that all the project life cycle is handled by PM only. Planning, initialization. So basically, if
So
initialization can be done by PO, because he, as you say, that he's a basic high level view initialization, so would be done by PO, ma'am. And sorry for interrupting, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you can
no, no, please continue.
initialization.
So you mentioned in this Scrum Master sprint planning. So sprint planning is handled by SM and PM is handling what kind of planning?
Ma'am, basically planning in the like time frames. Okay, ma'am. Prioritize the project timelines. Okay, ma'am. Budget estimation, estimate budget and cost, budget and time. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, ma'am. And moreover, in project, they would be doing WBS also, ma'am. Work breakdown structure also. So all the resource allocation will be done by PM only. So now, what the Scrum Master is role? Scrum Master plays a role in facilitating the PM and the team in order to make their efficiency more and more efficient. So uh, side by all the motivational part is done by the Scrum Master. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, if I tell, yes, ma'am, these are the main points in the Scrum planning: WBS, resource allocation, estimate time and budget, like
And for
basically
PO,
sprint.
for PO, it's just the product backlog and backlog grooming.
Ma'am, ma'am, market research will be done by him only. Market research, competitor analysis, competitor analysis. Okay, ma'am. And if we talk about competitor analysis and brainstorming would be done by him. If you talk about brainstorming, so how can we like he would be doing some metrics in order to provide in order to give us, like, these are the metrics that I want to have a customer retention rate more than uh, customer retention rate would should be increased by 25%, or customer acquisition cost might be low. So customer retention rate, ma'am, customer acquisition rate. So these are the matrices which product owner has to somehow look into. So ma'am,
Okay.
okay.
So what? Yeah. So what all Scrum ceremonies we have in Agile?
Uh, in agile Scrum ceremonies, like
Yep.
ma'am, sorry, Scrum ceremonies, like sprint reviews. Okay, ma'am.
Mhm.
Sprint review, sprint retrospectives, retrospective, sprint uh, review, sprint retrospective, sprint planning, sprint, मतलब how much the sprint would last, spring duration. Sorry. Yes, ma'am. These are the main project. I might be missing someone, ma'am, right now, but I will try to.
Information is nothing for Scrum ceremonies. I think you are certified Agile or Scrum, right?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
mentioned that in during introduction.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are not aware of the basic terminologies for Scrum ceremonies?
Ma'am, I might be getting confused over it. So I would rather pass this question, ma'am, and not judge me over this. I'm, I don't know, ma'am, why I'm stuck. I'm not able to recall that thing.
Okay. So it's sprint review and it's not sprint respestro, whatever you write,
Retrospective, ma'am. Sprint.
sprint retrospective. And then sprint duration is nothing. Uh,
Ma'am, sprint.
Scrum ceremony, sprint planning.
Yes, ma'am. Sprint planning. Okay.
Then we have sprint refinements. And then we have stand-up meeting.
Yes. Daily scrums also, ma'am.
These are the main
Main.
Scrum ceremonies
Yes, ma'am.
that we.
Daily stand-ups also. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So, are you familiar with Jira? Which
Yes, ma'am.
tools you are using for management
Ma'am,
purposes?
basically Jira only we are using, ma'am. In both my organization, I've been using Jira.
Okay. So, like, are you most familiar with the Kanban board or Scrum board?
Ma'am, Kanban board is much more familiar to it.
What is the difference between Kanban board and Scrum board?
Ma'am, I don't know about the Scrum board, but Kanban board is like we have a to-do list, to to do, and then we have something like in progress, and what are have you been completed. मतलब, yes, ma'am. In
Basically, you just used Jira as a ticketing system,
exactly, ma'am. Ma'am,
not for actual project management.
Ma'am, basically what we were doing, ma'am, like in Jira, so I was used to write the stories. So the developers try to figure out, and according to that user story, they were able to figure out that these tasks are that this user story will have these number of tasks. So according to that, I used to make and update that my Jira.
How you are managing sprint retrospective meetings? Sorry, the sprint refinement sessions.
Ma'am, sprint refinement, ma'am. Basically, I would start the sprint and add on the all the things which are in the backlog. So that would be completed in this kind of sprint. So on
How
that
you will
base, yes, ma'am.
how you will decide that these are the tasks that should be part of this particular sprint?
Ma'am, we would be having a kickoff meeting. Okay, we would be taking. I would be basically prioritizing it using Heisenhower matrix, Moscow, must have, could, and should, and basically I would be trying to figure out that what would be the most critical functionalities in order to complete a milestone. So according to that, I would make a path and I will try to prioritize the task in the product backlog and see that which are the most impact versus effort and urgency versus importance, and on that basis I will try to uh, fix and groom my backlog according to the sprint.
So you yourself is involved in prioritizing the task for the sprint, or you discussed it with the client as well?
Ma'am, basically the client is in the WPS, ma'am. All the this thing has been basically my senior is the one who tells me to do that, which one to prioritize, which one not to prioritize. I just give him a recommendation like these things we can use it in this sprint, as this has this impact or this importance is there. So according to that we move along, and we don't consult with if the if the stakeholders ask us that this functionality he wants much sooner in the stage, so we can prioritize that also, ma'am.
Okay. So your voice has break. So can you tell me what you are highlighting about the WBS? You highlighted something, right?
Yes, ma'am, work breakdown structure, ma'am. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, you are.
Work breakdown structure, ma'am. Like if the client wants to have a login page, like for example, is he having having a login page, so what all things might be required for that? Like we have to uh, make the whole task into small piece of chunks, so that is work breakdown structure. Like
Yeah.
these.
So
Yeah.
my question is, like, I know what work breakdown
Yeah,
structure
yes,
is.
yes, ma'am.
Like, I ask you about the prioritization. So I want to know where in the prioritization WBS comes into the picture. How yeah, you are relating WBS with prioritization of your tasks.
Ma'am, like if the like there are different buttons if you see in the screen. So different buttons are there. Like if something like if ma'am, we have to prioritize on the basis of WPS, because and how am I doing it? I'm trying to come up with an example for you. Uh, like ma'am, if we are making a virtual meetings software itself, okay ma'am, so the most fundamental or the most critical features would be having mute and unstop your video buttons, rather than having a setting option in which transcript option is available. Okay, so we will give a prioritization and the prioritization to the uh, work on mute and that what do you say stop your video functionality way before uh, jumping onto the transcript ideas, ma'am. So according to that we can prioritize, so that's also required as a WPS, if I able to deliver my thing to you, ma'am. Are you able to?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. So have you ever worked on the or created roadmaps or project plans?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you just let me know or highlight what all things or key attributes is included in the roadmap? What's part of project plan and what is for project charter? Means basically what is the difference between all of these documentations?
Ma'am, project charter, a roadmap, and one more thing you told, ma'am,
Project plan.
project plan. So, ma'am, I would like to start with project charter, ma'am, first. So, ma'am, what is project charter? Project charter is a high level design. So, what project charter includes, ma'am? It includes goal, scope, deliverables, acceptance criteria, our stakeholders, and resources. Okay, ma'am. These are all the things which will be done in the initialization of the project. So basically, project charter is done in the initialization phase, and it's give a high level uh, view of our overall project. Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am,
Hmm.
what is roadmap? Ma'am, roadmap are roadmap are the basic identifiers for which we will be doing, which will be like our whole project is divided into 10 points. Okay, ma'am. So how are you are reaching from one point to the 10th point? So all this comes in the roadmap, project roadmap. That first we will be building your UI UX design. Okay, ma'am. Then we will be providing you with a prototype. Then after approving the prototype, we would be moving into a development phase. In development phase, that which are the features that you want, or the functionality, what are the functional and non-functional requirements of yours, or we would be segregating on that basis. On that basis, our sprint would be aligned, and of these sprint, these are the deliverables. So basically the roadmap would be the whole scenario in which we will be delivering the which will be the deliverables on a certain kind of sprints after certain kind of duration in the whole project, or the duration which we have finalized. Okay, ma'am. So,
Mm-hmm.
and project plan. So, ma'am, what's project planning is basically, in project planning, what we do, uh, we have now all the functional and non-functional requirements. So we will try to break down the complex parts into more simpler versions, so that our developers can easily understand, and we will try to make some modules out of them, so that each unit which we are developing constitute to a larger picture in our project. So, in our project means a larger functionality. So after WPS, ma'am, there comes a like project timelines in project planning. So what would be the project timelines? Like sprint plannings, like sprint how would be doing the sprints? Matlab, which are the functionalities which will be done in this time frame, in sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, and thereafter. Um, Another thing which comes in project plan is uh, resource estimation, budget estimation, and time estimation is also uh, comes under a project plan. So basically, would be we would be having a kickoff meetings with the developers, QAs, or product owners, or scrum masters, in order to estimate that how much time we will gonna take in order to complete certain functionalities of the project, and how we will be able to move along with with the risk. So, ma'am, risk plans are also being made in this project plan also. Like, what would be having, like, what would be the primary risk which we will be having, and ma'am, we will also in project plan we will also uh, emphasize on uh, cu- customer communication, like how what are the means, what are the ways we would be talking to our customers and all, ma'am. So,
Okay.
yes.
You highlighted about resources. So let's assume that pre-sales
Ma'am, should I stop
finalized.
my screen, ma'am?
No, no,
Okay, okay, okay,
it's
sure, sure,
maybe we can do
sure, sure.
the other activity as well. Okay, so we are talking about resources, right? So
Yes.
let's assume that the project comes, it's finalized from the sales, and you receive the fresh project, and the timelines is all already highlighted that maybe this project needs to be finished in 2 months or 3 months, whatever the
Okay,
timeline
ma'am.
is. As a project manager, how you will decide that this much of resources will be required to achieve this particular timeline?
Okay, ma'am. So as the sales team have gathered the project in a timeline, as it had been decided that 3 months would be there. Okay, ma'am. So my work starts like I would be having a one-to-one session with my project owner, or it you may name it like a kickoff meeting, where all my head manage like technical team lead would be there, my product owner would be there, my scrum master would be there, and sometimes some developers, senior developers might be there. So according to that, I would be presenting them that this is the requirement which we want in this kind of project. And so basically I will try to figure out that the timelines which we have, given to the client, is it appropriate or not? Will we be deliverable, delivering this the whole project in 3 months or not? So after getting a surety on that, that we will be able to provide them the 3 months, and seeing the all the risk, and the after taking all these risk and the buffer time which I might be requiring, so after that, ma'am, uh, on the basis of the availability of resources, like no, that like this won't be the single project that would be running in my current company. There would be multiple projects that would be running. So I have to see like which developers are free so that I can allocate them into this project. And after allocating the resources, after seeing that they are free, and uh, I don't want to over hamper anyone with extra amount of work, because somehow it will affect the quality of the product in the end. So basically, I will try to break down this whole 3 months work into small sprints of 2 weeks. And before 2 weeks, breaking, well, after having the initial confirmation, and all the function requirements are clear to me, SRS document has been made by me, and so I would have a I would share that SRS document with the client also, after getting approval from my team, and then along I will try to move forward, ma'am.
I'm not getting how you will decide that this much of resources will be involved to this project for 3 months of timeline.
Okay,
My
okay.
again,
On
the
that,
same.
ma'am, I told you I would be talking to my technical team lead. Okay,
Mm.
one of that option is this. If my technical team lead is not available, I will try to analyze that these are the domains which we will be having in progress. Like front end would be required, a back end would be also required, and a database or a DevOps person will also be required for that. But if all these resources, I would be basically breaking, like having a previous knowledge about, if similar kind of project has come into my company, I would be going through the documents of the previous projects, that how they have developed it, how much, what were the man force that they required to do that project. So basically, on that basis, I will try to figure out that how many resources I would try to allocate on this.
Okay. And okay, so which tool you are currently using for the communication with client?
Ma'am, like internal communication is done through Slack. Okay, ma'am. But basically, Gmeet and Teams is being used as the in order to give demos of the project or the sprints which we have completed. Uh, yes, ma'am. These are the things.
Okay, so let's assume that there is a project that you are currently working upon. Client has a big expectations that you need to cover some of the features of that particular project within some specific timeline.
Okay.
Okay, but based on the resources that you currently have, are not you are not able to achieve those. However, the client doesn't want to go beyond that because they have their own plans
Okay, ma'am.
based on deliveries. So how you will manage that situation? What you will do?
Ma'am, basically, I would clearly or be transparent to the customer or the stakeholder which I am handling. Like, these are the problems which we are facing, and currently we would be so. According to that, I would try to convince him, and make be transparent about the things or the difficulties that which we are facing, and I will able to see
So
it that
any of the difficulties
what, ma'am.
you are highlighting about the problems, can you like tell some examples of what kind of problems you may face?
Ma'am, problems can be like if some resource is unavailable. Okay, ma'am. Like if you are talking about, ma'am, scope creep or what, ma'am, or the
Not
problems,
scope.
not
It's
the scope
just
creep,
that
no.
you receive tasks and you the client wants that to be maybe you estimated the timelines with the team, and the efforts is going beyond what client is expected. Okay, and client wants that particular feature to be delivered before that what you have finalized. So then how you will be able to meet the client expectations in terms of the deliveries?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, for that, is the transparency is the key feature. So I would try to make my stakeholder believe that
So client is rigid about it.
yes, ma'am.
Client is rigid about it, and you have no choice. You have to finish or deliver it in advance. Internally, what you will do in that
Okay,
case?
ma'am. Ma'am, for that case, if client is very reluctant and he wants to happen, and he is giving some kind of threat to us that he will do a cost cutting over or so a fine on us on the budget. So I would first thing that I would be doing is that I would be escalating this issue too much above management and see and give a solution to allocate some other resources which are working on some other projects for time being on this project, so that the pace of this work get accelerated and we are able to satisfy and do that task in the appropriate time which the client want us to have.
Okay. So in the first milestone, maybe you will do that way. Okay. In second milestone, again, the client is very much technical. Okay. Maybe to develop any functionality, our team will finish that particular task, let's assume, in 10 days. However, according to client, that particular feature will be just for 4 days of efforts.
Okay, okay, yes, ma'am.
Yes, the client is very much technical, and he initially he himself worked on that type of projects. And okay, so then now how you will manage the things out, and how you will convince the client, and how you will internally manage the things from your end?
Ma'am, first of all, I would like to convince the client that the work which he is supposing to be delivered in 4 days, like according to our management and our way of moving forward to the project and the timeline shared previously with you. So that's why we share timelines and project planning to the client, so that he somehow gets the idea that that would be a tentative date on the project gets completed. But if it's the case when the technical when the client is have a technical is very profound on the technical part, I would like to address him that that we are not entirely dependent on your project. We have other plans also in betweens, like if he wants the work to be completed in 4 days and we are taking 10 days, uh, I would like to convince him that there might be holidays in between. So if some resource is not available, I would like to address those problem to him. And if the client is not uh, agreeing on the amount of days that I have decided, I would like to talk internally with my team and my TLs and my developers that whether why not we are not completing it in 4 days, or rather than we are taking 10 days. So all the complexities that my developer would be telling me, I would be transparently saying that to my client, and try to convince him and make sure that if he wants the work to complete in 4 days, I might try to do it in 8 or 7 days, but not entirely in 4 days if my developers are not appropriate are not convinced on the task and the complexity of that task.
Okay. So I think that is it from my side. Anything else, like anything you want to ask?
So, ma'am, basically, what kind of project your company is dealing in, ma'am? Like, I have gone through your website, ma'am.
Mhm.
You are into blockchains, mobile services, mobile application, Web 2, Web 3, all type of application. Am I right, ma'am?
So you think of any technology, any type of domain, we are working on.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So, ma'am, what would be my feedback? Like, how you like my skills and all are aligned with the process, with the goal, with the job role of your that what? How can I improve
Uh,
myself, ma'am?
so I'm so sorry, I can't share it directly with you right
Okay.
now over here. So maybe I can share it with Ananya or
Acha.
the and he'll coordinate with you over this. He'll share your feedback.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for having this, giving me this opportunity to get into. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Anything else?
No, ma'am, not right now.
Okay. Have a good day. Thank you. Nice talking to you. Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.